Welcome back to the SimZone, everyone, and we're here for the 1 hour of Nürburgring. Currently in this qualifying session, the drivers on their outlaps at the moment. But we've got currently, I believe, over 40 drivers on the 41 drivers on the grid so far. I think we are expecting 2 more, so let's hope they can make it into this session in time. But currently watching the Audi driver of Harris. We saw him in practice, topping the practice actually. Let's see if he can do the same thing here in qualifying. But here at Nürburgring, it's not the longest of tracks, as we know. So I think getting some space and being able to set a lap time here is going to be quite difficult for some of these drivers. They're all going to be queuing up towards the end of the track to try and get some space and get a lap time in here. And let's see if they're queuing towards the end of the track here. I think they seem to be at the moment. Yes, they definitely are going quite slow through that final corner. It's not going to help with the next lap, but they seem to have spaced out here. It's very, very important to do so. Otherwise, traffic's going to hinder your lap times massively. But currently, we've got quite a few Audis on the track, quite a few Porsches. We know the Porsche is very, very strong here at Nürburgring. But we're watching George Parthen, if I can speak. Parthenis, there we go. The 555 Audi, currently on the lap at the moment, seems to have some clean air here. And maybe putting it on provisional pole. They're currently 4 tenths up. And so far, it's looking like George here might be putting it on provisional pole, but he's still got a bit of the lap to go. Let's go on board here with the Audi for the final sector of this lap. So you can see they're using all of the track to maximize the exit speeds down towards the final chicane now. Very important to take enough curb here through these chicanes. We've already got some times in 3 Audis at the top at the moment. Can George make it 4? And he crosses the line, there we go, puts it on provisional pole, a 1:55.1, 5 tenths clear of anyone else at the moment. Let's see who else is currently up on a lap time. We've got Valek, who competed in the 90 minutes of Bathurst event not too long ago. I believe it was a couple of days ago. Is back with us for Nürburgring now. And oh, we've got a car off there. I think that is... no, I think that was one of the Ferraris, maybe? Didn't quite catch who that was. But back to Valek, he's coming up towards the final corner now. Keeps it tucked in very nicely there. What's it going to be for Valek as he crosses the line? P2 there for Valek. 1.4 tenths off, but Dennis Bodenberger there puts it on provisional pole. 154 now, 0.7. So the drive is slowly creeping into the 54s. Track is optimum, so we should see some 53s here in this qualifying session, but traffic is the #1 deal breaker here. Henk Goossens then rounding off the final corner. Is he up for an improvement? Yes, he is. Currently 1.5 seconds up. There we go. And puts it into P16. Good improvement there from the 164 Audi. There we go, just lets the other Audis through. Bodenberger is currently up on his time though, and look at that. the number 93 Audi into P2, just 400ths off, and he gets the back end out there. That's not going to help his lap time, and I believe he's going to return the car to the pits then. Fastluuk is currently 2/10 up. Could this see him put it on provisional pole? Dennis is currently 5/10 up though. This is going to be a stunker of a lap if he can hold it together. But no, looking further down the field, Harris, there we go, crosses the line, puts it into P1 at 1:53.3. What an unbelievable lap time there from Harris. That's a very, very quick lap time. 1.4 seconds clear of anyone out on the track at the moment. And Harris definitely one to watch out for at Nürburgring. Fastluuk then coming across the line, currently 4/10 up on his time. There we go, puts it into P2. Not enough there to secure pole position. Harris is just on another level at the moment. 7.5 minutes left of this qualifying session. Can anyone match that? Schubert puts it into P2 there, just 4.8 off. Now it's getting closer. Running the Eyes on You livery. It is a custom livery there for that Porsche. We've got the number 34 car of Jan Bath coming around the final corner. He's up for an improvement. Where's this going to put him on the grid? And he crosses the line. There we go. Puts him up one position, I believe, up into P27. But Jan running a livery showing support for, I believe, he's showing support for the victims of the flood disaster last year in July. So good to see Jan showing his support for that disaster. Soldatov down in P7, coming up towards the final corner now. Not many BMW M4s here at Nürburgring, but he's up for an improvement. Sorry, 2/10 up, and there we go, crosses the line, puts it into P6. Harris has returned the car to the pits. Then doesn't think he can improve. Currently, the tyres are also going to be worn. He might put on a fresh set here. But Schubert still in P2, 4.8 off. Gazulina in the Bentley is currently a 10th up on his lap time. 2.5 seconds though off of that provisional pole time set by Harris. And we've got some comments coming in. George Hall, who is out on track at the moment, I believe, saying, here we go. Kenny saying good luck to everyone. Cosmic Mike saying good luck to Jan. We've currently got 17 people watching, so make sure to like the stream and subscribe if you are new. It looks like Gazulina currently still a 10th or two up on his time. He's going to round off the final corner. I think he's lost that time though. And there we go, pulls off and aborts his lap. So no improvement there that time around. Alexei Sagar in the McLaren, currently half a second up on his time. He's approaching the final sector here at the Nürburgring GP. Has some traffic in front of him, but I don't think he's going to need to worry about them just yet. McLaren, not one of the best cars here at Nürburgring. Have to run the car very low on the ride height, especially on the front. It definitely doesn't like the curbs at all, but he rounds off the final corner. 6/10 up. Where's this going to put him? Crossing the line, puts him into P19, top 20 for Alexei Sagar. Harris still on provisional pole, and he's back out of track, and there seems to be a Porsche there off in the background through the final corner. I'm not sure exactly who that is, but Harris wanting to improve even more on his lap time. Thinks he's got more left in the car. Dennis Bodenberger though 2/10 up currently as he comes through the front chicane, and I think he got the back end out there, and yes he did, and that's his lap pretty much out the window, and he's hit the wall. He's going to have to return to the pits very quickly if he wants to get another lap in here. But just unfortunate there, the curbs really unsettling the car. But you could tell he was pushing, trying to get every ounce, every tenth out of that Porsche. But looking down, P6, Sodatov's just started a lap here, is currently 2/10 up. So let's see if he can hold it together. George Parthenis is currently a 10th up. He was a few more tenths up though. He's lost some time somewhere out on track. And time is running out in his qualifying session. Just 2.5 minutes left. But we've got then the 49 car about to cross the line. Let's see if we can catch them just in time here. If we can find the 49 car, in fact. No, I don't think we can. I don't actually think there is a 49 car here, so my eye's not working with me properly then. But George Parthenis rounding off the final corner now. This could see him possibly in P3, displacing Valek there, but he crosses the line now, and there we go, P3 for the 555 Audi driver. But still a second off of Harris in P1. Car number 35, Yannick there, crossing the line, puts it into P30. Also got the number 13 car about to cross the line here. That is Carl Van Horn. Crossing the line, puts it into B23. So no improvement that last lap actually from Carl Van Horn. Tell the competition here at Nürburgring very, very tough, and drivers will be on their last laps then for this qualifying session. I believe Harris is up for an improvement ever so slightly. Catching a bit of the gravel there, coming through the Schumacher S's. No, he's going to abort his lap and return it to the pits. Schubert coming across the line, no improvement there that time around. Carmen Corky currently 2/10 up on his lap. This could see him actually not gaining any positions currently. He needs to find a few more tenths if he wants to gain another position here in this qualifying session. Corky not able to find any more time just yet, because he's got a few more corners to go. This chicane and the final corner now, still 2/10 up. He needs to find time now on the exit here, but I don't think he's going to do it, and it's going to still be P8 here provisionally for Corky. Dennis Bodenberger then 2/10 up, he's kept it together then through the chicane this time. And exits the final corner. Is it going to be an improvement? Yes it is, but not enough to gain a position there for Dennis. Schubert still out on track, a 10th down though on his best lap here. Dennis Undreev is almost a second up here. This could put him into the top 10 for this qualifying session. A very respectable position to start in. And he may even be the highest McLaren here at Nürburgring. Let's hope I haven't put the commentator's curse on him as he comes down towards the chicane. Very tricky here, this section for the McLaren. You can see they're just bouncing over the inside curb. He hasn't lost any time by doing so though. And they're rounding off the final corner. A slight short shift there, I think, for Andreev, and he comes across the line. Now, there we go, putting it to P8, a top 10 then for Dennis Lukvik, and stay on track. Is it going to be an improvement? I think it was P14 for Lukvik. But that is it for your qualifying session. Then Harry's taking pole position. And make sure to stay tuned. We'll be back very, very shortly for the race. Here we go then, we've got the cars currently lining up on the grid as we speak. Let's see, 42 cars currently on the grid, 30 seconds before they get going for their full formation lap. We're going to try and get as much heat into their tyres as possible. And as we saw in qualifying, Harris taking pole position, Schubert lining up on the front row with him. Two different manufacturers there taking the front row. And on the second row, Valek in P3 and Parthenis in P4. Sototov in P5, Bonenberger in P6. The number 93 Audi Siopis in P7, Andre in P8, Corky in P9, and Michael's in P10. So that's your top 10 then for the start of this race. Zikra saying that's a lot of cars. Yeah, it definitely is, especially for such a short track like Nürburgring. It's going to be quite difficult, especially on the start. The front runners are going to get a bit of a better start than the others. I'm sure they're going to be checking their rearview mirrors for anyone who's missed their braking points. Let's hope no one has here. Oh, Soldatov hasn't pressed, hasn't been able to get onto the grid in time then, so he'll be starting from the pits. That may even be an error by the game. No, he is in the pits, so not sure what's happened there to Soldatov. That's really unfortunate. He qualified in P5. But let's get a quick track walk here of Nürburgring. Nürburgring GP at least, not the full Nordschleife. But starting from the start-finish line, the long start-finish straight, to come down to turn 1, very heavy braking turn, so easy to outbrake yourself. And we've got the Mercedes Arena down into sector 2 now before we get to the Dunlop curve, and down to the Schumacher S's. And then we get into sector 3 very, very shortly here. This last sector very, very fast until we reach the second sector, very, very fast until we reach sector 3, where we have that final chicane and the last corner. A very short sector 3 here as well at Nürburgring. Here we go, drivers approaching the final sector now. They'll be lining up side by side. Here we go. Preparing mentally now for this race start. It's the only thing they'll have in mind now. Approaching the final corner, and it's going to be one hell of a start here. 42 cars lining up on the grid, all down into turn 1. It's going to be a squeeze, but here we go. You can see the drivers behind the Audi on the third row, they're just slacking slightly, but we are green, and Harry's up to a very good start. The Porsche on the second, on the first row, sorry, Schubert dropping back slightly. Will Valick have a look up the inside into turn 1? No, he seems to have held his position there. The Bentley making contact there. We are 3 wide in the background, 3 Audis, I believe, and Bodenberger losing a couple of positions there. No, he's got it back. Held on to P5 as Bodenberger, and it seems like I believe everyone's got through cleanly. Let's have a quick look here. No, the 911 car has dropped back slightly. That might have actually been Soldatov. Yes, it was Soldatov who had to start from the pits. I'm not readying up in time, but there we go. Everyone making through cleanly. A flying cone there going off in the background. But back to the race leader, Harris has already opened up a gap here to Subert in P2. Let's just see if we can bring up the full timings here. There we go. Oh no, that's not right. Bear with me a second. There we go, that's better. And oh, that's Valick off in the background, and we've got a McLaren very, very wide there. And the exit of the Schumacher S's, but Valick's lost some time as a result. So has Schubert, surprisingly. You can see there, Valick right up to the back of him once again. And And the Porsche's really going for it at the moment. But we've got pretty much a 4-car battle here for P2. Harris just up ahead, opening up the gap once more. The Audi in the background, I believe that is George Parthenis, really defending his position against Coleman Corky there, just behind in the Bentley. And he manages to do so successfully. Andreev seems to have returned to the pits. And I think we've had some contact in the background. Yes, we have. The number 34 car, Jan Barth, has had a bit of a collision there. You can see damage on the front end of his car. So he may have hit someone from the front there. The Porsche behind him as well. We've got a few cars into the pits, so they must have suffered some damage. Maybe a collision somewhere, but we didn't quite catch that on track. Back to the race leader. Harris now opened up a 1.3 second gap. Schubert following through. These drivers behind from P3 down to P7 are dropping back. They are in this battle currently, so they'll be losing time lap after lap to the two leaders just up ahead. Let's get a quick onboard if we can with... Oh, what's happened to Corky? He's dropped back slightly. Look at the battle in the background actually. David Michael's leading his pack, followed by Nikiforos Mattis. Oh, that's the one of the Audis off there through the Schumacher S's, and he's hit the wall very, very hard. I think that is George. Yes, it is. Just a slight mistake there, and oh, he seems to have moved across there. The Ferrari of Bassi on the inside, and looks like George's not going to be happy with that, but I think that should have been a racing incident there between the two. And now he may even lose another position here to the Audi behind him. Pascal Jordan currently in the 249 Audi, having a look up the inside towards the final chicane, and he's had to back out of that though very late on the brakes. Was Jordan there, but losing some time now after having to back out of that move. Pit window currently not open. It will open in 15 minutes. So we may have some drivers pitting early then to repair their damage here. But back to the battle for P3. Looks like the gap has opened up slightly. It's more than 2/10 between Siopius and Valek, but Valek having to defend against Bodenberger very early on into this race. Let's go on board here with Bodenberger coming down towards the Dunlop curve. And up towards the Schumacher S, as you can see, Bodenberger's lost some time here. We've seen quite a few cars lose it through the Schumacher S. It's easily done. But the gap between these two still around 5.5 tenths. As we come down to the final chicane now, you can see there Valek, I think, trying to break the slipstream. It's not going to come to much effect. We'll go back trackside here. Harris still in the lead, and that's Valek very sideways to the final corner. He managed to save that somehow. It's almost 90 degrees sideways there, but that's going to compromise his run coming down towards turn 1. Will Bodenberger get the run? I don't think he will. He's a bit too far back now. But somehow Valek holds on to this position. Bodenberger very late on the brakes, much later than Valek into turn 1, and he's gained quite a few tenths there. They're approaching now, seems to be a back marker. I think that is one of the McLaren towards the back of the field then. Maybe one that has already pitted or has repaired their damage. But still, pit window not open yet, opens in 13 minutes. So they'll have to bear the damage, so they don't want to lose much time here. Looking further down the field, look at this, we've got a train of cars. And that's Tom Curtin just up ahead leading this train. Let's go on his rear view wing cam here. Very, not the best rear view wing cam on the Aston. They're going to be side by side now. Bit of damage on that Aston, and oh, they've come into contact there. Looks like the Ferrari just coming across slightly. And Tom Curtin's lost a few positions. Look at this train of cars. Unbelievable. And that is, I believe, that's Jordan in the Audi having a look up the inside there. Curtin's left in the space. He's left the door open there. And Jordan's going to take that opportunity, but coming down towards Schumacher S's, I think he's going to have to back out of this one. And yes, he does. So good defensive driving there from Tom Curtin. But he's under a lot of pressure and he's suffering some heavy damage there on the front of that Aston. And a very late look up the inside for Jordan. Not what we want to see there. Tom Curtin's not going to be happy with that. Jordan continues on. But yeah, very late look up the inside there. Push to pass is what I call that. But further up the field, we'll go on board here with the Bentley of Gazulina. You've got 3 cars just up ahead of him. Vanstone in the number 7 Ferrari, Parthenis in the Audi, and then we've got another Ferrari, Gunderson in P16, just up ahead leading this train now. And it looks like Tom Curtin is into the pits prematurely then, possibly to repair his damage. He only had to wait 10 more minutes. Yeah, Outrit saying in the comments that dive was a bit questionable. It definitely was. As you can see there, Gazulina taking a bit of a compromised line. Let's see if he's got anyone behind him. He does. Jordan now onto the back of this train once again. Let's hope he doesn't go for any more dives like that. Gazulina onto the grass ever so slightly. Seems to be struggling quite early on into this race. Track temp currently 32 degrees, so very warm here. Not much cloud coverage at all, so I assume tyres may be taking a toll later on into this race. I'm not sure about this early on. Obviously they have 3 laps before they start to drop off slightly. Jordan not able to keep up as of yet. He does have Soldatov close behind him in the 911. BMW's already made quite some progress here in this race, but the Bentley and the Ferrari of Vanstone going side by side, coming up towards the chicane. Who's going to be later on the brakes? Looks like they both are. No, the Bentley around the outside there, and having to cut the chicane. Has to be careful with rejoining, and he does, but he's going to have to compromise his run through the final corner, but he holds on there. Wasn't able to get the move done on Vanstone. A nice try there for Gazulina, but he's now got Jordan very close on the back of him. Likewise, Soldatov. Will Jordan have a dive or look up the inside into turn 1? Let's see. He's late on the brakes. I think Gazulina's going to have to leave him the room. Yes, he does, but Jordan's not going to have that move done here coming into turn 2. And look at that very late look up the inside from Soldatov. Has it worked? I don't think it has. He's going to have the inside for the next corner though. Jordan's going to have the inside for this right-hander. But no, Soldatov with a very good move there up the inside of Jordan. And up a position into P20. He's now going to set his sights on Gazulina just up ahead. So Soldatov making some gains very early on into this race. And looking further up the field, we've still got that battle for P3, although it's slightly spaced out now. Siopis opening up the gap to the 2 drivers behind, the 2 Porsches, Fastluuk and Oldenburger, but these 2 have been battling it out since the start of the race. They haven't separated at all. they seem to be slightly closing in on Silpis now. Let's see what the gap is once they cross the line. Yes, they've closed in that last lap by a tenth or so. Down into turn 1. Bonenberg is still too far back to make this move. He's just biding his time here. That's probably the best thing to do here for Bonenberg. He's going to try and force Fastluuk into a mistake. We've still got plenty of time left in this race, and pit stops to factor in too. Now, if you're not aware of the pit stops in this race, there is a mandatory refuel, and refueling time is fixed. So that means no matter how much fuel they put in, it will be a 25-second pit stop. But they have the option to change tyres, and if they do end up changing tyres, that one had an extra 5 seconds to their pit stop. So potentially some strategy for undercuts here, or even overcuts, but we'll see. As Fastluuk now having to defend very heavily here for Bonenberger. He's going to move back over to the racing line. Bonenberger having a look, but no, didn't go for the move down the inside there. Plays it safe, plays it sensible. Ultra saying pit windows are so unforgiving if you have any issues early on. Yeah, they definitely are, especially if you pick up some lap 1 damage. But these three still battling it out, and a slight mistake there through the final corner for Bonenberger. Let's look further down the field then for any more battles that are heating up. Looks like we've got battle going on for P17 as well. Still, Gunderson defending his position from Soldatov. Soldatov with a much better exit though through the final corner. And look how early Gunderson's having to go defensive here. Coming down towards turn 1, the BMW behind's practically pushing him down the straight there. A bit of bump drafting, but I don't think they made any contact there. Gunderson's going to have a very tight line here through turn 1 and holds off the switchback, covers it off there, and Soldatov trying a look around the outside. It's not going to work for him. Gunderson's going to hold on to this position for yet another corner. I definitely would have won that BMW that close in my rearview mirror. And these two battling is going to bring back Jordan and Gazulina into this battle. Let's just bring up the battle between Fastluuk and Bonenberger there. Looking down the field as well, Parthenis currently in P16, just within a second to Kaiser up ahead. He is closing in the gap. That last lap he was over a second quicker than Loris Kaiser, so Kaiser making a mistake somewhere that last lap. And oh, the Audi very, very late on the brakes there, almost making contact with the Aston just up ahead. Managed to get the car slowed just in time. Is he going to have a look coming down into turn 1? You can see there, the gap is quite big. I think he won't be able to here unless the Aston brakes earlier. No, it doesn't, so Parthenis not able to get that move done into turn 1. Lazy Camel in the comments, good evening, or good evening Lazy Camel, good to see you here on the stream tonight. also got another battle between the two AMGs here for P10. Matters Heiss in P10 currently, with Vlad Will just up ahead in P9. See, they're using a lot of curb on this track, and the Mercedes can do, but I say that. And Heiss there bouncing over the inside curb, unsettling the car slightly, and you can see how much time he's lost as a result. Pit window opens in 2.5 minutes. So we'll see who the first to pit is. And a bit late on the brakes there from Heiss, and I think he may even return that position. Very, very late on the brakes there, and I'm sure that Vlad Wheel there is not going to be happy with that at all. He's lost a number of positions. He's had to wait even for the rest of the cars, the oncoming cars, through before rejoining the track there. Quite unfortunate to see. But Vlad Wheel now continues on to try and make back some places after that incident. Still 41 minutes left in this race, plenty of time to gain some positions back. And we look back down to the battle for P19. These two within a few tenths of each other. You can see the Bentley behind has some front splitter damage. Likewise does the Audi of Jordan just up in front here, who are currently watching. You can see there, that is Valek having a look on what seems to be the Audi just up in front. I think we'll quickly switch to them now. If we can find them, here we go. Valek tried to go for a move there on the Audi in front. It's really pressuring him now. As we're about to cross the line for the 10th lap now. Porsche with not the best straight line speed. The Audi's going to no, he's still in the slipstream, so he's not going to pull away here. Down into turn 1. Bodenberger just waiting in the wings of these guys to pounce on any opportunities or any mistakes that they make. And we've seen Valek slip up slightly earlier on into this race. In that final corner we saw the back end of that Porsche really step out.
The pit is now open.
And there we go, pit window is now open. Who's going to be the first to pit here? Will Bodenberger even try and go for an undercut? If I have to go on board with a Porsche here, Bodenberger has got a lovely view of this battle just up ahead. You see, actually having to lift slightly there through the Schumacher S's. And all very wide there for Bodenberger. Mech on the saying, good evening, great team coverage. Good to see you in the comments. Mech, some new viewers here on the SimZone. Make sure to like and subscribe if you are new as well. Down to the final chicane, that's Bodenberger very sideways there, but he saved that just in the nick of time. And it seems to be that everyone we go on board with, who we're watching, makes a mistake. So just the commentator's curse then for us. And Valek did try for a look on the inside of Sopius there, but wasn't able to get that move done. And the Audi driver in P3 is definitely going to be feeling the pressure. Doing a great job here defending. Nürburgring not the widest of tracks, so it is fairly easy to hold on here. Just park the car on the apex. But there we go, Soldatov now into the pits for his mandatory stop. Now we go down to the battle for P10. Lucas here in the number 98 BMW has David Kruger in the Audi, just a few tenths behind their last laps. David Kruger was 5 tenths quicker, so he seems to be closing in here on the BMW just up ahead. But obviously catching up is one thing, overtaking is another, like we've seen between Valik and Siopis. And both of them running slightly wide there through the Schumacher S's, and that is someone off in the background. I think we just caught that. Is that Neil Basu? Yes, it is. Running very wide on the exit of the Schumacher S's, but managed to get back on track. I don't believe he's picked up that damage just then. But here we go, Valik having a look up the inside into turn 1, then on Siopis, but no, he wasn't able to get that done. He's now having to defend from Bodenberger in P5, but he's defended there successfully. And holding on to P4 now is Valik. That's Basu into the pits now for his mandatory stop. Kruger still not able to get within overtaking distance of Lucas just up ahead. So both drivers lapping fairly similarly, P10 and P11, that last lap, within a hundredth of each other. So Lucas responding to the pressure, then picking up the pace. Looking further down the field, we've got a battle heating up for P22 as well. It seems to be Jan Barth and I will not attempt to pronounce that, but the number 97 Ferrari then. And a mistake there from the Ferrari, running very wide. You can see he's got a lot of understeer, I think, through that right hand. Jan Barth is right on the back of him, carrying some damage there on the front of that Porsche. On the front of that Porsche, as we saw, I believe on the opening lap of this race, is where he picked up that damage. But hasn't pitted yet, and that's going to serve him well when he does pit, compared to the drivers that have pitted before the pit window for their damage. And that is Valis and Siopis side by side. Valis having a look up the Valik having a look up the inside. They're still side by side there, and I think they're going to be side by side once more. Let's quickly switch to this battle, I think. But no, actually Valik, I think, has got the move done. He's going to be on the inside for the corner, and yes, he has finally got the move done. Has Valik. Consistent pressure has paid off, and Valik up into now what is P3. See here, Kaiser and Will into the pits now. Likewise, Gunderson and Basu. Jan Barth has got a car separating him and the number 97 Ferrari. It seems to be someone who's on a different strategy to these two. I believe It might actually be a back mark here. I don't see any blue flags being waved, so I think it is just the driver who's on a different strategy here, trying to navigate his way past after a pit stop. I don't think it is Soldatov. Let's see if there are any other BMWs further down the grid. No, there's not, so maybe it is a back marker here. Soldatov is currently leading. No, let's check here. He's coming down towards turn 1 now. I don't think he is leading the battle of those who have pitted. But we'll have a look when it updates. Looks like now Carl Van Horn battling out for P10. Let's have a quick look at this battle. Carl Van Horn in P11 currently, just behind Kruger. Taking a much different line, a much earlier apex, just hugging the inside. That's what you need to do really for that corner. You can take a lot more curve than that on the inside, just to get that car hooked round and really trail brake through that corner. It gains you so much time. Maybe a slight lock up there for Carl Van Horn. See, he's lost some time now to Kruger just up ahead. And Kruger very, very deep on the brakes though. Just about kept it within the white lines of the track. Ouch is saying you may be able to do the Monza race. It's been good. It would be good to have you on the grid for Monza. Kenny in the comments saying evening all. Stanley saying, can you show the backfield please? Not many battles going on in the back. See if we can have a quick look. Let's see. That's John into the pits. He's going to be dropped now. Yeah, not many battles going on towards the back of the field, although there is a battle heating up for what seems to be... No, that's not P27. That's Jan Barth out of the pits now. D358 Bentley actually is quite close. That's Alexander Gray.
We are halfway through. Keep pushing.
Seems to be battling for position with the 997 Porsche just up ahead. Bentley, a very, very big car though. It's quite a good car at Nürburgring nonetheless. We've seen a lot of drivers, especially in SRO eSports and things like that, using the Bentley now. And less and less people using the Ferrari as well. It's become quite different or difficult even to handle in the latest update. You can see there Basu in the background, who seems to have repaired his damage, is now closing on this battle. So a 3-car fight for P24, and that's the Porsche going very, very defensive there. Seems to try and break the slipstream, but he's opened up the door on the inside there for Alexander Gray, and he's going to have a look up the inside much later on the brakes, and he's got that position easy peasy there for Gray up the inside and into P23 now. But Alexei is now going to have to defend another position. He hasn't had, he couldn't catch a break here. He's got Basu right in the back of him. He's going to have a look up the inside. No, just showing his nose there. And it seems to have worked because Alexei did dive to the inside there to defend the corner, but Basu not able to make anything of it as of yet. And oh, very late on the brakes there was Basu, who had to dive out of the way to avoid making contact. And he's lost some time as a result. Let's go to the battle for P15. You can see Vladwheel, after being taken out earlier on in this race, he's starting to gain some positions now. Currently running in P15, but he's got Lucas in the number 98 BMW closing in on him. NML Racing back in the chat, good to see you here as well. Phil seems to be breaking away actually from Lucas just behind. So that last lap, I think Lucas, that was an out lap there for Lucas. And now George Parthenis seems to have got past, that's Socha, who hasn't pitted yet, but still just under 7 minutes left of this pit window. Valek is now into the pits for his mandatory stop, and he was battling with Siopis earlier on. He did make the move on Siopis eventually, but let's see if the undercut has worked here for Siopis. Valek still in the pits, hasn't got going just yet. Siopis coming through the final chicane. You can see how much curb he's taking through there. Valek has got going now. He's coming down the pit lane. Where is Siopis? He's been released off the limiter. Siopis is coming down. I think Valek's going to be okay here to hold on to the position. Yes, he is. And Siopis not even in shot yet. So Valek doing a good job with that pit stop. Likewise, we've got another battle down. P90 battles all over the grid here. Gazulina followed by Vanstone. But Vanstone's actually been overtaken there by Jordan. So Jordan up into P20 now. That will update once we cross the next sector line, which should be very, very shortly into Sector 3. A very short Sector 3 here at Nürburgring. There we go. And the Ferrari, oh, Vanstone with a huge mistake there, just too much curb on the inside. And his car just bouncing and losing control there. But he's got it back together, luckily. Didn't hit any walls. I think he's been very lucky with that. He didn't end up in the barriers. Tom Curtin still yet to make his mandatory stop, running in P26. Just under 5 minutes left of this pit window now. We've got 1, 2... the leader, race leader, into the pits now. So Harris into the pits was, or did have, quite a substantial margin out in front. Carl Van Horn still yet to pit as well, so he'll take provisional race lead. No, he's into the pits now as soon as I say that. Now let's look at where Siopis is. Seems to be getting past the back marker there. Valek is well out in front. Gap between these two almost 5 seconds, so that's either down to pit entry and stopping into the box, or Valek hasn't changed tyres. You do gain an extra 5 seconds if you don't change tyres. Fueling is 25 seconds, and if Siopis has changed tyres, that will make his pit stop 30 seconds. So that may be what has happened here. But Valek currently seems to be holding his own at the moment. His pace seems to be fine, although this is his his last lap was his out lap actually, so no, sorry, this is his out lap. Socha now into the pits. The field's slightly spaced. No, I say that it's not spaced out anymore. That's Lucas down the inside of Soldatov. So Soldatov in P14 at the moment, trying to get past actually. He's going to have a look up the inside coming into turn 3. Is there going to be any contact? No, they've left each other enough room there. And I think that's Soldatov upper position. A good overtake once again by Soldatov. Really making some gains here after, unfortunately, not getting off the jacks in time off the for the start of the race. He's had to start from the pit lane, but he's picked up some gravel on the exit there. He's trying to get some past, I believe, some back markers now. Yep, one of the McLarens just moving out the way off the racing line there. Good to see. I don't think the drivers have had much issues with back markers in this race. They've done a great job so far, from what we've seen, at least. Basu still fighting for position here for P22. Alexander Gray holding his position. I think he's actually got past Basu. Not sure if we saw that earlier on. I can't quite remember. Basu fighting back now for this position. Slightly different lines into the Dunlop curve here. Basu running wide, kicking up a bit of the gravel. It's not going to help his run coming down towards the Schumacher S's. But look at the battle we've got for P11. Seems to be 3 cars here, or even more, in this battle. You can see Will leading this train. Soldatov in P12, followed by Carl Van Horn in P13, Lucas in P14, and I think, yeah, I think that's it for this battle then. So 4 cars battling out for P11. Oops, we'll go on board here with Lucas. See if we can catch another battle as well. I think we've got another battle going on for P20 between Vanstone and Cameron. And yes, there definitely is a battle between these two. Cameron in the Porsche. Oh, that's Lucas very late to the brakes there. He's going to lose quite a lot of time to the pack just up ahead. Cameron, there you can see in the Porsche in the right hand corner, bottom right hand corner of your screen, trying to get past Vanstone just up ahead in the Ferrari.
Pit window is now closed.
And there we go, pit window has closed. I believe everyone has pitted. Would be a shame if someone missed out on their pit stops, but I don't think anyone has, so that's good to see. Carl Van Horn now closing the gap to Will just up ahead. Soldatov looking to break away from this pack now after he's got the move done on Will. Carl Van Horn really closing the gap, coming down towards turn 1. Will, I think, a bit indecisive on the brakes there. Carl Van Horn still sitting in P13. Started actually in P23, so he's gained 10 positions off the start. And I think Toby Vanstone actually has gained the most positions here. So he's currently in P19, started P33. So lots of position gains there for Vanstone. Valek now though, let's have a look at this battle. Valek has actually dropped behind Boddenberger what seems to be after the pit stops. Boddenberger has made the pit stops work for him. He's up into P3, Valek down into P4. The two Porsches battling out once again for position. Harris in the lead then. We haven't talked about him much, so have a quick look at what Harris is doing, trying to get past some back markers, but he's got a huge gap to Schubert and P2. These two pretty much have been lapping in no man's land. Not really any battles going on for them. Harris in a completely different league to the rest of the drivers on the field here. I believe his quali time is a 153.2, so almost even to the 152s here at Nürburgring. He's also got the fastest lap of the race, so proving why he should be at the top of the field. The two Porsches then still battling it out here. And with just under 17 minutes left to go, can Valek get this position done? Is he on used tyres? Is he on his first set? We have no way of telling here. But he may be. Siopis, let's see what the delta is. Oh, a bit of a slide there for Valek through the chicane there. Siopis nearly 9 seconds there behind Valek now, so he's lost a lot of time after the pit stops. Valek now that last lap of 155 flat. And for Boddenberger, just up ahead, it's a 154.8. So 2/10 quicker that last lap then. Valek may be struggling with the tyres now. Let's have a quick look at where Valek is losing this time then. So Valek's slower in, quicker in sector 1, slower in sector 2 by 200ths there, exactly 200ths. And then slower in sector 3 as well. So the front two sectors really where he's losing at that time, mainly the third sector where he's losing 2.5 tenths there. The gap is over a second now between these two. I think he may be struggling with the tyres here. I can only speculate. Looks like the race leader Harris has just got past Vanstone and Cameron, who are still battling out for position here. Cameron not able to get past just yet. You can see there in the Porsche still behind, and it's very easy, in my opinion, to vent here at Nürburgring. You can see there now Cameron having a look down the inside, had to back out of that. So we've got the two battles on the screen now. The battle for P3 on the left hand side between Valek and Boddenberger, and then the battle for further down the field, I believe it is P19 between Toby Vanstone and Cameron. Deedee in the comments showing his support for Jan, but Nightbot seems to have timed him out for some reason. Maybe for the caps, yeah, it has. Chris Bizik in the comments. Good to see Chris here on the stream. Zikrai as well. As Cameron having a look up the inside, having to back out once more there. Really seems to be struggling to get past Toby Vanstone. He seems to have the pace, but it's just a matter of overtaking. We've got blue flags there. I believe that's for Jan Barth. Just moving out the way on the start-finish straight. And Valek having a look up the inside. Maybe a bit of a dummy there, but no. Not able to get the move done at all. It may have paid off though. Bonenberger deep on the brakes into turn 1. Ran slightly wide there, and Valek's going to try and go for the switchback. Is it going to work here for Valek? And yes, it is. He's got the move done. What a move there from Valek. Unbelievable. And planned that from long before. Managed to get the switchback. And up a position goes Valek into P3. Now Bonenberger once again, he's back in this position behind Valek as he was in the start of the race, the first half before the pit stops. And the question is, can he fight back? Valek now into the groove once again. May not have been his tyres even, he's back into the 154s. Cameron now having a look up the inside. I think he's going to have to be brave here later on the brakes. Is he going to be later? Yes, he is. And Cameron up the inside into turn 1. He's got the position on Vanstone there. So Cameron goes up into P19. Vanstone down into P20. It looks like here Valek opening the gap to Bonenberger just behind already. As we approach the final 10 minutes of this race. So here the Mercedes of Heiss coming through the final corner. He's got a few cars ahead of him, I believe they are a lap down. So blue flag is going to be shown very shortly, but looking behind, that is Parthenis closing in on Heiss. Both of the lap times from these two quite similar. So yeah, very similar lap times between these two. Heiss only a fraction of a tenth there, quicker than Parthenis in Sector 1. But in Sector 2 he seems to be gaining, in Sector 3 he seems to be losing. And obviously being in two different manufacturers, they're going to be stronger and weaker in different places on the circuit. That's why I think it's much more difficult to overtake someone in the same manufacturer. And we saw proof of that between Valek and Bodenberger. The Mercedes has the acceleration, has the grunt on the straights. It's going to hold on here, and it can really take those curves on the inside, although it's slightly unsettled that Mercedes there. Parthenis right on the back of him now. You can see there the Mercedes going defensive, coming down to turn 1. Can Parthenis go for the switchback here? It's going to be a textbook move. He's going to line it up for turn 2 here. Oh no, he's not going to have the inside there. He's going to be later on the brakes though. No, Heiss covering the move off. I think Heiss is going to hold on here. Good defending there from Heiss. Parthenis running out of time to get this move done. He's having a look up the inside, looking left and right. No, the Audi driver still settling for P10 here. And Heiss now actually pulling away there through the Schumacher S's. But he's run slightly wide. I think that still may have been within track limits. Oh no, it's not. He's got a drive through there. And that's really unfortunate. He's going to have to serve that within 3 laps. And he's going to lose a number of positions there. He's going to drop right down the order, in fact. And a bit sideways there for Heiss. And I think, yep, he's going to serve his drive through. Now Parthenis says thank you for that position, and he goes up into P9 then. But look at that, look who's behind. Soldatov taking advantage of those two battling, is closing the gap. So that last lap from Soldatov, a 55.7, and last lap for Parthenis was a 57.3, so much quicker then. Parthenis that last lap, reeling him in here as we approach the final 5 minutes of this race. Where is Heiss now? He is down into P15 is Heiss, so losing a load of positions there as a result of that drive through. And let's check further down the field then. We've still got battles going on even this far back. Alexander Gray trying to defend against Basu. Still the battle between these two going on. Coming down to turn 1 then. Basu's got the slipstream. He's closing ever so slightly. Let's go back trackside. Is Basu going to have the inside coming to turn 1? No, he backs out of that. Looks like Gray was willing to leave the space on the inside for Basu. And I think that was an opportunity missed there. Basu definitely had the closing speed. Gray holds on for yet another few corners, and looks like the number 14 Ferrari into the pits then, possibly for some no, it's not damage. Could it be fuel? It may be. George Hall then has picked up a stop-go 30. I'm not sure where or when he's picked that up. Usually stop-go 30. 30s of us speeding in the pits, but he may have got it for track limits as well. And he gets very sideways there through the final chicane. That may be his cue to serve it. No, he continues out on track then. And Jan Barth is closing in on Alexei just up ahead. Another two Porsches battling it out for position. Let's go get a quick helicam of this battle here. Both's going to have the slipstream here. Is it going to be enough? You can see him closing. Look at the closing speed now. He's going to have a look up the inside. Is he going to be later on the brakes? No, he backs out of that. And Alexei holds on there, but I think it's just a matter of time. But speaking of time, it's running out. We're approaching 2.5 minutes left of this race. Alexei there trying to break the slipstream. He's going defensive into turn 1. Looks like Jan may be running some lower wing there on that Porsche. He's really closing in. Looking at the battle between Gray and Basu, still they're approaching a back marker now. I believe they haven't gotten out of the way just yet, so this could throw some drama into this battle. No, the back marker moving out the way now on the exit. Usually it's ideal to do it on a straight, but it doesn't seem like any hassle was caused.
The leader is on the final lap.
And there we go. Leader now on the final lap. So Harris, leading this race, has led it from the start. He's now on the final lap. Hasn't really had any trouble. May have had some trouble with back markers, but his car seems to be in pristine condition at the moment. So I think he's been okay. And judging by the 24-second lead he's got to Schubert in P2, I definitely don't think he's put a foot wrong this race. But likewise, Schubert hasn't done anything wrong either. He's been up there and lapping quite consistently, but just couldn't match the pace of Harris. Both these top three are possibly going to finish where they qualified, in the positions they qualified in. P1, P2 and P3 for Harris, Schubert and Valik. And we can see there, it's Basu really putting on the pressure to Gray. Is he going to have a look? Could that be an off-track overtake? No, I don't think so. I think he still kept it within the limits there. And he's going to be on the inside. Has Basu got the job done? The Bentley's going to try and keep him on the outside here. Basu taking a lot of the grass on the inside, and no, another opportunity missed there for Basu. But the Bentley not getting the best of exits either. He's going to have to go defensive now coming up to the Dunlop curve. But here we go, Harris rounding the final corner now, your race winner and race leader for the entirety of this race. Harris crossing the line in P1. Absolute dominance there from Harris. Schubert now coming up to the final chicane. Deedee showing his love there for the Porsche, but Schubert coming across the line in P2. Valik is going to cross the line in P3 with Bodenberger falling back slightly in P4, but nonetheless starting P6, 2 position gain there for Bodenberger since the start of this race. Siopis likewise 2 positions gained from the start, but he seems to be stuck in some traffic. He's not going to be bothered about that though. There we go, Siopis finishing in P5. Corky, oh actually very close behind. I didn't realise they're on the same lap there. 2 tenths between the two as they cross the line. So Corky in P6, Michaels in P7, trying out the BMW this race. Haven't really talked about him much. Ludwig, and just 4/10 behind there, finishing in P8. Sodotov, who actually managed to get past Parthenis, is going to finish in P9. Parthenis is going to finish in P10. And that rounds off then your top 10 race finishers here at the 1 hour of Nürburgring. If you did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe, and make sure to catch us for our next stream. We have the GT3 Championship, Season 5 GT3 Championship. We have to cut it short this time around, so it's only down to 5 rounds now, but make sure to tune in for that tomorrow at 8 PM BST as well. But until then, have a great evening. Thanks to all for watching, and good night.